This is why I love YouTube. So this video right here, I thought was gonna be a simple how-to video on how we apply compost extract to our beardless trit, but really this is how we apply it to all of our wheat as well. I screwed up, over-wetted it, and didn't realize it ruined some of our beardless trit. So in this video, you'll see how we apply compost extract to our wheat, or like I said, beardless trit, and you'll get to see what we did wrong and what you can simply do to avoid the mistake that I made. And that is why I love YouTube, because I get to show you guys and share with you guys our mistakes so that you guys don't have to make the same mistakes yourself. And I want this channel to be genuine, and I want you guys to be able to go on the ups and downs with us. So here's this video on how we treated our beardless trit, how we screwed it up, and what you can do to avoid that.
Hey guys, today I'm in a bit of a rush. We have to make compost extract for our winter cover crop mix of beardless trit that we're getting out next week. So it'll have beardless trit, turnips, red clover, and daikon radishes in this particular mix. So I've been getting questions about treating wheat and treating winter cover crops and how we're getting that on. And so I wanted to make a video showing how to do that. But since I'm kind of rushed today, we'll take pictures of what we're doing today, and then we'll kind of document how we're getting that on our wheat when we drill our wheat. And then I'm also even planning right now on interseeding cover crops in our wheat. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And I wanted to get started by just kind of just wanted to get started by, showing you guys how we're doing the process of treating our winter cover crops. So here we go. To treat the beardless triticale that we're going to treat today, I only need about 70 gallons of water. So I'm going to fill up the extractor right now. All right, guys, so I just got the extractor out of the shed here, and we're filling it full of water. Let's see if I can get the camera down in there. All right, so the reason we're doing it this particular way is because I don't need a lot of extract. And so we're just filling it up, getting that 70 gallons for the about 500 bushels that we're gonna treat. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because we'll fill this full of water, we'll make the extract. Instead of filtering it, I like those thicker particles on there because it's not big enough to plug my drill. And then that way we get more, I feel, it's just an assumption, we get more biology on the whatever seed we're treating by doing it this way. All right, so I just grabbed our bucket, and we're gonna take this bucket and we're going to grab some compost. We're gonna get a little bit of our compost, and then we're gonna get a little bit of the Bio 5 stuff we bought from Biomakers. So the reason I do that is because I get diversity of species. I like having our stuff because I feel like it has a little bit more fungal component than Bio 5. But the Bio 5 stuff's great because it's got a lot of humics in it, and they've worked a long time on perfecting their product. So I like using both to get the best of both worlds. So come to the shop here, and we got our compost right here. So I'll get half a bucket from that, and then half a bucket from the Bio 5 stuff. Okay guys, so right now I'm gonna grab the Bio 5, and to treat our beardless trit, we need about 70 gallons. So to make that 70 gallons, we're doing 1 pound for 4 gallons of extract, 1 pound of compost for 4 gallons of extract. So I'm gonna fill up the rest of this bucket with Bio 5. That'll give us over 20 pounds. I like it a little bit thicker when we're making an extract to treat the seed with. So that's what my thought process is on grabbing this compost right now. we have enough water in the Bio 5 machine now, and so I'm going to shut the water off, and then we're going to turn the air on, and we'll dump the compost in. I'm gonna let this extract for 20 minutes, and then we'll pull out the product and get it ready to go on our Beer the Strit. All right, guys, I started filming at 7 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock. The compost has been brewed. I went and got a chemical tote to be able to put our extract in. I picked a tote that had crop oil in it so that there wouldn't be like glyphosate or paraquat or dicamba or any of those other things in it for when we make our extract. So I'm going to fill this up, and then I'll let you know how long it takes from getting this full to getting the trucks out and getting that seed, and how long the whole process takes. Hey guys, I just got done filling that. I'm glad this happened. So if you come over here, it looks like we have 120 gallons of compost extract, and I only put about 20 pounds of compost, and I wanted more compost than that ratio that we do for an extract. So for 125, we should have had about 30 pounds of compost, and I only got 20 in there. When you are in a situation like me where I got to do this morning, then I'm leaving to go pick up cows across the state of Kansas, I can't mess with this. Just take a deep breath and realize it's going to be okay. This is going to be fine for our extraction process. Nothing is perfect, and sometimes things don't go your way. So if you have a situation like this, just roll with the punches. Don't get frustrated. Use what you got, and it's going to work out. I'm sure we're going to be fine here. And now that I'll be able to better assess like how much water I'm putting in my my Bio 5 machine when I'm making these extracts. In fact, in the future, if you have time, just take the shuttle that you're going to use, fill it as full as you want it. Like, you know, if I would have marked it as 75 gallons, fill it to 75 gallons, and then dump that into your extractor. That's the way I should have gone, but I didn't. So we're rolling with the punches, and we're gonna make it work. Okay, so we'll hop in the Bobcat and take this over where we're going to put the extract on the seed. Oh, close up. All right, so there's a lot more stuff in here than I anticipated, so it's gonna take a little bit of time to get everything moved around. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll get her moved and we'll get going. Okay, now we're walking over to get that red truck that I really need to start, and I don't think it's going to start, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. Biscuits. All right, booster pack time. done treating our cover crop seed, our beardless trit, and we're gonna pull this truck onto the scale and see how much we actually had in that truck, because I'm not even sure how much we had left over from last year. So this is last year's cover crop seed, or last year's beardless trit seed. So we'll get on the scale here, we'll get it weighed, and we'll let you know what we ended up getting gallons per bushel. Okay, I got the scale ticker right here. Okay guys, the total weight was 17,360 pounds at 50 pounds per bushel of beardless trit. That ends up being like 350 bushels of beardless trit we have in here. So not what I was hoping to get as far as our ratio, but you know, it really is a guessing game when you don't have a proper meter system. And you know, unless you know how much is coming out of your truck, like how to open up the gate and measure how much is coming out, you know, as you at the rate of flow of the product that's coming out of your truck, it'll always be a guessing game. Do your best to try to get that ratio of 70 gallons for 500 bushels, but really it's not that big of a deal, because you're just wanting to get the seed coated with the bacteria and the fungus so that it has a proper response when it gets into your soils. So that's where I went wrong in a nutshell. As soon as I realized it was a little bit wet, I should have ran it off this truck back on to the truck it came from after waiting an hour, and that would have solved the problem. But again, like I brought up early in the video, I was leaving that day to go pick up cows, and I didn't think that I had over-wetted it. Last year, I applied 125 gallons to 500 bushels, which was way too much, and we simply just waited an hour and then ran it from that truck back onto the semi that it came from, and then back from the semi back onto the truck, and just moving it like that after letting it sit for an hour was enough to keep it from over-wetting. That set for another week or 10 days, and then we used it when we drilled our wheat, so it wasn't that big of a deal. If it's 70 gallons for 500 bushels, you're fine. If you're questioning whether you got it too much, like beyond that amount where you put on more than 70 gallons, just simply do what I did, or do what I did last year. Don't do what I did this year. Then run it from one truck onto the other after letting it sit for an hour or a couple hours. Run it back onto the vehicle that you had it on, and then back onto the truck that you ultimately want it to go to, and it'll be fine. So that was our fun adventure. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned from our mistakes and don't assume everything's okay. And this is why we don't just run compost extract from the truck onto the drill, because I don't have a metering system yet. And I want to make sure that I'm not getting it too wet when it goes onto the drill, because I don't want that stuff caking up into our drill and then being an issue getting it out of the drill later on. Hope you guys find this video helpful. Next week, I'm really excited about next week's video. It's about suicide awareness amongst farmers, and how suicide rates have increased, and how I faced depression in my life, and how I was able to overcome depression in my life. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoy next week's, because it means a lot to me, that particular video. Catch you guys later.